Hey, everybody, welcome to the third week of our Advent devotions with Pastor Amanda, Pastor Chris, and myself. These have been really fun to just be a part of and have a good conversation together and share those with you. Hopefully, it's been fun for you as well. This week, we're talking about this idea of what it is to be refined by love. Um, that means that this is how God is working within us through God's love and through the Holy Spirit to bring life and care to our lives. The text we're looking at is Luke 3:7 through 18, with John the Baptist, and we're talking about this idea of the Holy Spirit and fire and what that means, and it makes me think that you know that fire is this image that we use in a lot of different ways, and we use it as a way of uh, of thinking about the Holy Spirit. That's an image that's biblical, right? It comes out of the book of Acts and chapter 2, looking at the Holy Spirit. And there's these different sides to fire, right? I mean, fire is something that can be really destructive. We just saw that this past weekend. There was an apartment complex in Owatonna that burned, and displaced a lot of people. It can be really, really destructive. Thanks be God, nobody was hurt, but it's a thing. But at the same time, fire is also something that brings warmth and comfort. We have a fireplace in our home, and we love turning that on. Amanda, you have like 14 fireplaces in your house that I
At
don't know,
least 14.
at least 14, and um, and so these kind of different sides of it, and it makes me think about what the Holy Spirit's role is in our lives as something that if that's the image, how does that bring life and safety and warmth? And I don't know if you guys have thought about that at all, but I'm curious, when you think of what the Holy Spirit does, what does the Holy Spirit do?
Lights me up.
Well, good.
All right.
Thanks
We
for
answered
coming.
it. All good, everyone.
I mean,
Oh.
it brings that passion. You feel that passion, that fire inside of you, when that, and I mean, yes, it does. It lights me up when you are doing something and you have that part of you that's like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah. I mean, I feel that is those moments when my my life is intersecting with the spirit's desire for my life too.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think to tie it back into last week, right? We were talking about space. How does that create well, I think the Holy Spirit creates space, and I
Mhm.
think fire creates space. Not just in a clearing way, but also in an inviting way, right? The Spirit welcomes us in. The Spirit, just like a fire. I find campfires are some of the best times
Mhm.
for me, right? Because I get to go around the campfire, but everyone else is there too.
Mhm.
Um, that warmth and that, just smelling smoke, having that residue of that.
And I realize, I don't think I've ever gone out. We have a little bonfire pit in our backyard, a lot of people do. I've never gone out there by myself
Mm.
and lit a bonfire. I've only done it when it's with other people,
Mhm.
right? I mean, that's a community
Yeah.
kind of a thing. It draws us together, and it makes me think about what the Holy Spirit does is it draws us together, um, as people of God, as a church, as a community, right? We're drawn together, and that's the way it's been throughout history. It's a place of safety. It's a place where people
Mhm.
gather for warmth. It's light in the midst of shadow. It's all these different kinds of things that bring us together.
So bonfires in the middle of the sanctuary happening this week.
No, oh, bonfire, financial. Sorry, insurance would not allow that. Okay, yeah,
Fine.
nice try. Um, the it makes me wonder also, when the world feels heavy. Okay, when the world feels hard, and that's just around us, right? That's part of the world. Is there a way that being together lifts us up when the Spirit works in that way through community that we're brought together?
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah, how have you experienced that?
Well, you don't feel so alone.
Mm-hmm.
You're reminded you're not carrying the loads of the world by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I find tremendous peace when I'm around my friends and there's laughter. I mean, laughter can soothe the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's
But
healing.
it is
It
healing.
is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, It reminds me of to carry on the fire metaphor. One of my friends would always do a little lesson for his campers. He would carefully take a piece of burnt wood out of the out of the fire pit that he had, and you put it outside of the fire, and you let it smolder, and it would just kind of die down throughout the whole talk that he was giving. And eventually one of the kids would go, "Well, what about that? Well, that little piece right there. Why did you do that?" He said, "Well, what does it look like?" "Well, it's not burning anymore. It's not, it's starting to get uh, burnt down, and it doesn't work anymore." And he goes, "Well, it's kind of like what we all do here, because you need everyone else
Mm.
to light that passion, to light that fire for you." So he'd throw it back in, and it immediately would catch fire again, right? I think a lot of that, where we need that community to put us
Yeah.
back into that warmth, into that refining.
It's
Go
to be
ahead.
reminded too. I think when you're in community, your community reminds you of your strengths. If we were left to our own devices, we would be our worst advocates, and we would probably tell ourselves we're not doing good, we're not good enough, we're not doing a good enough job, and we could really eat away at our own selves. But our community is able to remind us, you know, what our gifts, affirm our gifts in us, and remind us in those moments when we need to be lifted. We absolutely need community.
Do you think then that maybe the subtext of what John is saying here to some extent is stay close?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, proximity matters, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the true with the ember and the fire. That's a thing. Being together in that way is a thing. Worshiping together is a thing. I mean, proximity matters, and so being close is that allows this fire that really. I mean, fire does a lot of things, but one of the things it does is purifies, right? I mean, and so um, that sense of being in God's presence is a purifying kind of a thing, and we experience that maybe best in community.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
I, I think it's kind of funny with thinking about the text this week, where John has to pull everyone out of Jerusalem
Right,
to get them together,
right,
right? To say this thing,
right.
right? Like everyone's around doing their own thing, and then it's finally out here by this little wadi, this little stream, that we can finally see
Because
that purifying fire.
you need to get them away from their
Yeah.
distractions.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Good. Well, this is a part of the Advent message, is a part of the Advent journey, is this sense of closeness, the sense of being in God's presence, and the sense that the Holy Spirit is working within us. Um, and we just appreciate the time that we get to spend having these conversations and sharing that with you. And we're looking forward to next week, because we're getting close to Christmas, friends. It's coming, and that's a lot for us to look forward to. So thanks for being here with us this week. Thanks for spending the time with us, and look forward to seeing you next week.
We did it again. Yeah, she'll edit us out. She'll get this in post.